Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm out yard sailing and I set out the intention to look for a leaf blower so I can build a backpack vacuum cleaner for sucking crevices out and culvert pipes and stuff like that. So what are the chances I'm driving around, second yard sale I stop at, and they have this. They asked if I was looking for anything specific. I said, yeah, kinda. I'm looking for a leaf blower, a gas-powered leaf blower. Sure enough, here we go. He said it smokes a little bit, and the thing is, I couldn't get it to start, but I mean, for $5 I couldn't say no. So I mean, worst case scenario, I go here on YouTube and find out how to fix it, but yeah.
To go start blowing some leaves or whatnot.
Yeah, so here we go. We found a video to hopefully repair this thing. I'm going to go ahead and follow the instructions on this video. It has to do with fine-tuning the carburetor and stuff like that, because I was able to fire it up out here. Let me show you. Here's a 2-stroke oil. This is the machine itself. The carburetor adjustment is in here, and I have to pull this thing off, I believe, and then I'm just going to follow the instructions on the video and we'll see what happens. Alright, stay tuned. So it runs for a bit and it shuts off. There's a bunch of smoke. Okay, we'll fix that. Alright. Get the old needle nose pliers. And so the carburetor is hiding under here, the carburetor adjustment. So this plastic thing here is to prevent you from getting to it. You just pull this straight off, and we can adjust this with a flathead screwdriver. Once we get it fired up, then we start adjusting it. I better put the gas back in. Oh, my neighbor downstairs is gonna love that. Alright, so let's fire it up. I got my flathead here ready to adjust the carburetor. So let's see if we can get it fired up first. Now it won't even fire up. Let's go ahead and mess with the adjustment anyway. Let's go clockwise, 1/4 turn. Let's go another 1/4 turn. There we go. Well, I think that was it, guys. It still sounds a little running. It sounds like it's running a little bit choppy there, but I mean, I could take this thing apart and clean it all up, but for $5, can't go wrong. Yeah, awesome. Let's get a bucket and stuff on this thing and turn it into a vacuum cleaner. Oh my goodness. My idea is to get a smaller bucket. Not only will that provide a better suction, at least that's the idea, but it'll be a lot easier to carry around. I might be able to bring it with me in my backpack. As you can see here, this vacuum, it's only 300 CFM compared to the, I think it's 340 CFM that Jeff Williams uses, the Echo 210. So this is actually a less powerful vacuum. So yeah, that's the idea. I'm gonna go out and we're gonna get a small bucket and we're gonna mount it to that. Something this size would be perfect, I think. Yeah, that would work. And we just need a lid for it. I think we should go smaller than this. That way we get more suction, I think. Plus the hoses and everything will be cheaper. Here we go, nice and simple. Piece of PVC conduit adapter here. Just drill a hole, put it in there, nice and narrow too. And just get just some regular hose without any ridges in it. Pop it in there and that would be it. Let's see if we can find some hose now. 1/2 inch, 3/4. I think 3/4 might be better. Let's go with 3/4. Yeah. Here we go. We don't need nothing fancy. We need lightweight and quick to work with. There. That should work. Piece of duct tape around there to make it a tight fit. Yeah. Whoa, 20 bucks. Well, you gotta go to Lowe's anyway for a lid. Grab that other piece. This guy here. Well, Lowe's doesn't have the hose. So let's look for the bucket lid, and we'll go to a different Lowe's then too, I guess. These lids don't seem like they seal. Tear band around, brake tab down, tip open, wet. Guess that'll have to work. We'll just rip the thing off. I don't know. Pick up some of that. That'll work. All right, so we got our silicone, we got our lid. Where did I park? 20 minutes. Man. Yeah, to save you guys some trouble, I'll do a parts inventory of all the different pieces I got. And that way, if you want to build one, you can just go online and order the pieces instead of driving all over the place like I'm doing right now. All right, last try. See, that fits perfect there, but I want a clear hose. Here we go. Got a couple feet of this. About 3 feet of this tubing. That's the stuff right there. And then inside I got a little bit of this too. Fits right inside. Like that. For a reducer. So I took the bottom off of the leaf blower, and I got a small lid for the small bucket, and the idea is to mount this on here like this, but we need the bottom on there to kind of focus that suction to right there. So what I want to do is I want to take this off, I want to take this off, and I want to make it flat on the bottom so I can easily mount it to this. See that big gap? We don't want that. We want it flat up against there, and we'll cut a hole where this ends up being a hole. Oh, you'll see in a minute. I'll just go ahead and do it. Try to get it at least so there's no raised edges there. So we're just trying to knock down these edges here so we can get a nice seal on that lid. Got a little bit more to go, but it doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to fill all this in with silicone and some other poop there, and we'll be good to go. Also, I don't want to remove this part, void in there, so we have to actually keep that on, and we're going to mount the lid kind of off-centered, but it'll be fine. All right, so now I've got most of these ridges taken off with the chisel, just lightly, going over it and trying to get it a little bit smooth. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, and it's not. But now I'm going to take some, what is this, 60 grit sandpaper. I'm just going to go over it to help the glue and silicone stick a little better. So I'm going to rough this up a little bit. All right, that's good enough. All right, so next what we have is it's a 1 3/8 Forstner bit, and it fits the outer diameter of this piece here. All right, so what we're going to use this for is we're going to drill a hole directly through the side right there, and then we're going to insert this into that hole. Go about there. All right. So now we have the hole, and this is going to be a little bit loose. We're going to glue it and silicone it in there. Nice and permanent. I'm going to go ahead and hit this with sandpaper too. What the sandpaper does, it makes little ridges in it, and it helps the glue and stuff grab. Get the inside of this guy too. Alright, this glue is going to be what's going to hold it in there, and then we're going to put silicone all around it. Just as a safety measure. The glue should be good enough. That's going to take probably 24 hours to harden though, so yep, that's all for this part for now. I gotta probably jam something in there to keep it sturdy. Maybe some of this plastic. Hole's a little too big. There we go. It's a little piece of this stuff. put it on the bottom there so you can't really see it. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so it's the next day, and I did a little bit more than what I had said in the beginning. I used no silicone at all. I didn't need to. This stuff here is Gorilla Glue, and the reason I use that is because it expands when you use it. And so I pretty much attached this with Gorilla Glue only, and I reattached this piece here using some JB Weld, because that's actually going to be important so we don't get any big rocks, or it's probably going to cut down the amount of material that ends up going up into the exhaust and everything. It'll cut it back by about 50% or more, especially the heavies like gold and stuff like that. So yeah, I just want to update you on that, where I'm at. This is the inside. Alright, this is JB Weld around there. It's also Gorilla Glued in there. The reason I use Gorilla Glue is because it expands, and then I just pretty much sealed the edges with JB Weld all the way around there. I have this pointing down to make the material go down towards the bottom and not up into the exhaust. Alright guys, so here's the finished product. We have the leaf blower connected to the lid, which sits on a bucket with an intake. Here we have the hole under here with the JB Weld, and the way that I know I didn't film it, but I had to cut this out with a pair of scissors to make this piece fit through there, but it fits right on. And notice when I set it on there, I have the exhaust going this way, away from the side that I'll be working on. This is just a piece of duct tape around here. Just a piece of duct tape here. Just use that to shove it in there to make it airtight seal. Alright, so here's a demonstration. We're going to see how good it works. See whether or not this is... See, the only issue I have, I think that this might not be enough intake. I think the engine's going to be struggling, so we might actually have to replace this and make a bigger intake and bigger vacuum altogether, and then just go to a smaller, reduced size nozzle at the end to make it a good vacuum. That's just a guess, but let's fire it up and see how well it sucks these screws up. Yeah, we got some. I mean, it works okay, but I think it would work better with a larger intake. I think we're going to step this up another, just to a regular size, whatever size it is. What is it, 2.5 inches or something? Let's do that and see how well it works compared to this. And also, that JB Weld, it didn't stick to this anyway. I didn't sand it very well either on the outside, but the JB Weld kind of just falls right off of there. So we're going to have to find something else. Probably a screw fit type fitting, I think, would be the best bet for this. Alright, here in the shop vac section, where I don't really want to be, I wanted to do this kind of like cheaply, and then I picked this up here. If I do end up using this piece, I'm going to have to make sure I hold the hose up and bang it out and everything. Make sure there's no gold trapped in it. Alright, so we went ahead and went to Home Depot there. We got this piece here. So what we want to do is we want to mount it right on it here. And what this is going to do, just like that. And we'll seal this all up and everything. We'll get it screwed on there. All right, we got it completed. We got the newer 2.5 inch onto this small bucket. Got it silicone, and let's fire it up. And well, we got these. Let's see. We got some coins here we could try sucking up. We also have some screws. So let's see what happens. I also want to shorten this hose. And we'll see what happens. All right, let's fire it up. Looks like it sucked up the coins, no problem. It was having trouble. With these screws. I mean, some of them are pretty long, but I'm still going to continue to look for a better hose because I don't like this. I don't like these ridges in it. A lot of gold's going to get trapped in there, and that's my main concern. I want to get a smooth hose for the whole thing, and I want it to be a thinner hose, kind of like this, a little bit wider than that. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We're going to use this on a few different things. One thing I want to do is I want to go out to the city and scrape some sidewalks, and in between the cracks, you know, in the busy city areas, you never know, somebody might have broken a gold chain and little pieces of gold fell into the cracks. If you do a YouTube search for urban prospecting in city sidewalk cracks, you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, I think this will do just fine. Here's everything it picked up. It even picked up $50, so I don't think it'll have problems, especially once I get that a smaller nozzle on there. Okay, so I'm not sure how far I got in the last video, but this is the completed vac pack. So all these pieces are from mostly Home Depot. As a matter of fact, I think they're all from Home Depot. I did go to Lowe's, but I don't think they had what I wanted. I don't remember. But all these parts you can find at some kind of hardware store. So this is a 2.5 inch piece right here. Here you have the internal nozzle that points down. I'm using these long screws because it's all I had. Of course, this is this part here. The lid, it's attached to the lid there. This bottom vent piece here was reattached with JB Weld. And when you put it up, when you put the top on your bucket, this is your exhaust. It's going to face away, and this is going to be your vacuum. So you want to be working on the opposite side of your exhaust. And then you just force this down. Nice airtight fit, right? Then we get our hose. This is the hose that I decided to use. It's the 1 7/8 inch, okay? Bought it at Home Depot. This end of the hose actually fits directly in here like this. Fits perfectly. And I don't know, it's probably a 6-foot hose. Yeah, 7-foot hose. This piece then fits in here. And I guess I could use duct tape and keep going down in size, but let's try it out with this. Let's see if we can suck up some change or something, see how good it works. Yeah, let's try what we did yesterday. I don't know if I edited that part out, but yesterday I had the bigger hose on here. This is the 1 7/8 inch hose. I was using the 2.5 inch, and it wasn't really sucking hard enough. So I reduced the size down to a 1 7/8. I think that's a good medium between that 1 inch and the 2.5. A 1 7/8 should work. The hose is small enough, I should be able to coil it up and store it inside of the bucket. So let's do a test here. These screws they're not small. I mean, it may not pick these up, but we're gonna try it. Let's see what happens. All right, let's fire it up. It was able to suck these up pretty much no problem. It even held on to this silver dollar after it quickly sucked up all the other change. The only reason it wouldn't take it was because it's too big to fit in there. Same thing with the half dollar. This is really an awesome little thing here. And as you can see, once you troubleshoot, honestly the hardest part, well, I got lucky with this. It only cost me $5 at a yard sale. The hose and the connections and the troubleshooting there was the hardest part. And I'm still probably going to trial and error my way through it until I find the right mix and match. Because honestly, I prefer to have a smooth bore hose. I'm not a big fan of these ripples in it because it's going to act like a sluice box. The gold's going to get caught in there. So every time I use it, I'm going to have to hold it up and, you know, shake it a lot. So that's one thing to be mindful of. If you can find a smooth bore hose, I recommend that. And once I do find one, eventually I will, I'm going to replace this and use that. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. I know you guys are going to be asking. This is the model. Just wanted to say thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button if this helped you out at all, and stay tuned for more demonstrations of that thing. We're going to be going, I know it's loud, but I'm going to try to get into the city and scrape some of the sidewalk cracks near the jewelry stores and everything downtown, and try to vacuum it up as stealthily as possible. We'll see how that goes, but anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time.